Hey everybody, Caleb here, and today I've got something a little bit different. The projects I've been working on have been taking me a little bit longer, so I thought I'd get a little bit different kind of video out, and today I thought we'd go over a couple of the data sheets out of this collection here. So I've kind of animated them up so they're kind of easier to see. One of them became very relevant this week. I'll let you guess which one, but I thought I'd, kind of put a little front end on this and talk about. These were published in the late 70s and into the 80s, so they're, a little outdated. You'll kind of see some of that. There's about 3 that I've got ready for you out. If you enjoy these, I'll probably do some more, but, this is really trying to fill the gap in between the big projects. So I hope you enjoy this little different kind of video. Thanks for watching.
String Spacing by Sylvian Wells. After reviewing most, if not all, books on guitar construction, I realized that there was no instruction on proper spacing for cutting slots for strings in the nut or laying out centers in order to drill holes for bridge pins. It's really quite simple, and I'll explain the method, then conclude it with the mathematics already completed in an easy-to-use table. First, it is essential to understand that although you are placing 6 points, you are really dealing with 5 spacings. Space between strings 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6. The distance for those 5 spacings is determined by the distance desired from the centers of the outside holes, E and E, or 1 and 6. For bridges, the distance is the same as the width of the neck at the 12th fret. That distance, centered on the bridge blank, are the center points for holes 1 and 6. Once that distance is determined, divide it by 5, and that will give you the distance from center to center of the remaining hole spacings to be drilled. The same method can be used to lay out the slots in the nut. Once you have determined the locations for the slots 1 and 6, take that measurement and divide it by 5. The resulting figure is the distance from slot to slot for strings 2 through 5. I have taken the calculator and figured the following table for easy reference. Miscellaneous number 14 by Dalton Potter. Now, I know that professional woodworkers don't cut themselves on their tools, but for those exuberant ne'er-do-wells among us who find themselves bloodying their work after a particularly energetic session with sharp objects, Burroughs Wellcome Pharmaceutical Company has something being marketed nationally under the name Neosporin Ointment. I have found that applied immediately after carnage, healing time on small cuts is literally halved. Try it. Hangers for Spraying by Tim Olson. When spraying instruments with lacquer or other finishes, the challenge is to hang the object in such a manner that a complete coat can be sprayed without shadows or spots not sprayed because of a supporting device. Here's a few ideas utilizing 12-gauge plastic-coated copper wire of the house wiring variety. On flat-top guitars or other instruments with end pins, a long strand of wire can be inserted from the end pin hole, then fished out the sound hole. Kink the wire and pull it back out the end pin hole until it stops at the kink. Form the exposed part of the wire into a hook to attach to whatever type of sealing hook you may have. Those instruments with solid peg heads can be hung right end up without shadows on either side of the head. Thread a short, not too short, hunk of wire through the peg hole from the face side. Bend the end 180 degrees and thread it back through. The wire is stiff enough to act like a cotter pin. By judiciously bending the hanging end of the wire, shadows on the face can be avoided. Lastly, bolt neck solid body bodies can be hung by threading the wire through one of the neck screw holes from the top and bending about 1 centimeter of wire over the back in such a way the bearing plate for the neck screws will conceal the shadow. The neck, of course, will hide the other shadow. The neck bearing surface should be masked anyway.